Morning students, welcome back again. In our last class before the test, we had done quantum numbers, its significance, and we have done orbitals, different types of orbitals, shapes, importance and all. Yes or no? So today we'll discuss about electronic configuration. Okay? So in class 10, you have done different type of electronic configuration, such as KCl, LCl, L2, K2, L8, M18 likewise. Yes or no? So from class 11 onwards, you'll have to do a different types of electronic configuration which we are going to learn today. Alright? So before going into that electronic configuration, you need to know three different rules, okay, or principles. With the help of this principle, we can do the electronic configuration easily. Okay, so for that, let me write first principle. That principle is called Aufbau principle. Okay, so the first principle which you have to learn is Aufbau principle. So Aufbau principle is nothing but it states that electrons are arranged in an increasing order of the energy of different orbitals. Okay, so let me write the definition, or let me write the principle. It states that the orbitals are filled with electrons in the increasing order of their energy. Look at the board. Okay, it is written like this: the orbitals are filled with electrons in the increasing order of their energy. So the energy diagram for the different orbitals are given here. Look at the board. So first 1s orbital to be filled, then 2s. After 2s, look at the arrow. Okay, after 2s, this arrow will touch this 2p first. Then 3s. So first 1s, 2s, 2p, then 3s. After that 3s, 3p will be filled. After 3p, 4s. After 3p, not 3d. After 3p, which orbital will fill first? 4s. Okay. After 4s only, 3d orbital will be filled. Got it? So this diagram gives you the idea of the energies of different orbitals. Got it? So this is the first principle. Okay. Hashtag of okay. Another hashtag Pauli exclusion principle. Second one is Pauli exclusion principle. Okay, this states that it is impossible for the electrons, it is impossible for two electrons in an atom to have the same values of all four quantum numbers. Okay, actually this okay, I'll explain this by doing examples. Okay, just make a note of this. It is impossible for two electrons in an atom to have the same values of all the four quantum numbers. While doing a spin quantum number, we always put plus half and minus half. Yes or no? For two electrons, one will be plus half. For another electron, the value for spin quantum number will be minus half, as you notice. Why? Why? Because of this. Okay. For example, okay, let me write if the principal quantum number value is 1, let me write 1. Okay, principal quantum number, principal quantum number value 1. If principal quantum number value is 1, then azimuthal quantum number will be L will be 0, M will be 0. Okay, S will be plus half and minus half. Okay, suppose for principal quantum number value n equals to 1, suppose 2 electrons are there. So, 2 electrons, 1 electron and 2 electrons. So, for this electron, the principal quantum number value is 1. For this electron, azimuthal quantum number value is 0. For this electron, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number is also 0. Okay, this is another electron. For this electron, n value is 1, n value is 0, n value is 0. So all three sets are same. Yes or no? But what is the difference here? The difference is in the value of spin quantum number. So for this electron, the value of spin quantum number is plus half. For this electron, the value for spin quantum number is minus half. Okay, so for this electron, the value for spin quantum number cannot be plus half, because if it is so, then all the sets will be same. 1, 0 for this electron, 1, 0, 0 plus half. For this electron, 1, 0, 0 plus half. Yes or no? So this cannot be the case. Okay, if 1 is plus, 1 should be minus. So this is actually what is said by Pauli exclusion principle. What else? Okay. Next principle which we have to understand is number 3. Hashtag Hund's rule. Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Okay. Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Okay. Right here. This states that the orbitals of a given subshell are first filled singly and then the pairing of electrons in each orbital begins. Okay. So Hund's rule states that the orbitals of the given subshell are first filled singly and then the pairing of electrons in each orbital begins. Okay, I'll explain this. Okay, first take a screenshot of this. Okay, now I'll explain Hund's rule. Okay, as you know, how many orbitals are there for p subshell? 3. Is that no? P px, py, pz. So if you have to fill this p orbitals with electron, so first you have to fill each orbital with single electron. That is, orbitals will first fill single orbital. Okay. After that, you have to pair up the electron like this. Okay. So you cannot pair up the electron like this, because if you pair electron like this, then the values from according to Pauli exclusion principle, the values will be same, plus half plus half. Okay. So to maintain that, you should put electron like this. Okay. So this is plus half and minus half. Then only the Pauli exclusion principle is followed here. Okay. Got it? So first single field, and then only the pairing with opposite spin. Got it? So this is Ohm's rule. Understood? Okay. After knowing all this, let us move on to the electronic configuration of different elements. Okay. Let us start with hydrogen only. Atomic number 1. So the first orbital to fill is S1s. Okay. How many electrons are there? 1. That is why 1s. The electronic configuration for hydrogen is 1s1. Got it? Similarly, helium, atomic number 2. So this will be 1s2. If I draw this 1s orbital, 1s1, so this kind of situation you will get here. Okay, so for this, if I draw the diagram, then the situation would be this. This is 1s2. Why 1s2? Because s orbital is a single orbital, so one orbital can accommodate only 2 electrons with opposite spin. So 1s2. After helium, lithium. Listen now, atomic number 3. So this will be 1s2. It's filled now. No more electron can be accommodated in this particular 1s orbital. After 1s, where to move? We need to move towards 2s. 2s, now 2 electrons are already added in s to 1s. Now next electron will be added here. Understood? Beryllium 4. So this will be 1s2, 2s2. Boron 5. This will be 1s2, 2s2 filled. Now after 2s, which orbital to be filled? 2p. 2p into p, how many electron? 1 electron. Got it? Got it? Carbon, how many electrons? 6, atomic number 6. So it will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So how to add electrons in this p subset? As you know, this p subsets are divided into 3 parts: px, py, pz. Okay, so 2p. This is 2p orbitals. In 2p orbital, 2 electrons. You have to put electron like this. Okay, this is the correct way. If you put electron like this will be incorrect, because you have to fill each orbital with single electron first. Yes or no? So this is the case. Got it? Understood? Carbon. And similarly, you do homework. Carbon. Sorry, nitrogen 7 you do. Oxygen 8 you do. Oxygen. Then fluorine 9 Okay, then neon 10. Okay, for neon 10, let me write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Yes or no? So in this case, 1, 2, 3, p6, 4, 5, 6. Yes or no? Okay. See, here each and every orbital are filled. Okay, that is why this neon is an inert gas. Yes or no? Why? Because it is non-reactive. Why non-reactive? It doesn't have any free electron. That is why all these cells are fully filled. That is why neon is stable. Got it or not? If you check all the examples, helium is also stable because 1s is completely filled, 1s2 like this. Got it or not? Okay, if it is so, these are the stable electronic configuration and they are called inert gas configuration. Here 2s is filled but 2p is still there, that is why it is not stable, because 2p orbital is also there but it remains unfilled. That is why B4, you cannot consider B4 as inert gas. Okay, why? Because 2p is still there. So in 2p electron, other electrons can be accommodated, but here there is no orbitals with principal quantum number value 2 again. It's 2s and 2p. Finished everything. Okay, after that only, after 2p, 3s will come. Then 3 will be another principal quantum number value. Yes or no? That is why this is fully filled, this is fully filled. Got it? Okay, you do further. Okay, after neon, what we get? Sodium, that is 11. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. After that, 3s1. Yes or no? Or you can write like this. So this is the configuration for neon. So you can write neon inside this bracket, or you can write 3s1. This way also you can write the electronic configuration. Got it? Sodium. After that, magnesium 12. You do homework, home task. Okay? Magnesium. Then aluminium 13. Okay, let me do aluminium for you. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Now 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s2. How many electrons? 10, 12. After 3s, 3p. Okay. You do up to calcium. Okay. You do up to calcium. This is your own task. From aluminium onwards, do up to calcium. So from calcium onwards, we'll do in next class. Got it? I'll give you 2 exceptional case also. Okay, and I'll explain why that exceptional case is so. Got it? So today we discussed about 3 principles. One Aufbau principle, another one Pauli exclusion principle, and last one Hund's rule. Okay, go through this rule properly. Go through this video and try to understand and try to write the electronic configuration for different elements. Okay, do up to calcium. Got it? So we'll meet in our next class. Okay, so thank you very much for